Yo, 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 what is going on YouTube? What's going on, everybody? This is Josh with American AF Dumpster Rentals in Dallas. Hope everybody's having a good hump day, a good Wednesday. Let's see if I can pull up the comments here. What's up? What's up? What's up? There we go. Now I see some comments. What's going on, everybody? I am back to my normal screen or whatever, my normal software that I used last week. It was kind of a one-off. I tried to do it through Zoom, and that was a complete nightmare. So back to uh back to this stream software. Um, Hope everybody's doing good. Things have picked up. It's been pretty slow the last couple weeks. I probably had the most dumpsters at the yard than I've ever had. Um, and I also have the most dumpsters than I ever had. So, it's all kind of relative, right? The more dumpsters you get, the more you end up during slow times getting more at the yard, which makes you think, psychologically, like, holy crap, like I got, 12 or 15 or 20 dumpsters at the yard. And relatively, when you think about it, you still have 25 or so out or 30 out or whatever it is. So, uh, I don't know. It just messes with your mind, it messes with your with it just gets you kind of worried. But the month is slow overall, and looking at last year's month of November, it was also slow. So November, December, January, the three toughest months of the year, and also the 3 months where you start to see more and more equipment go up for sale. I was just talking about that today at the networking meeting, that I'm pretty sure you're gonna start to see equipment go up for sale. People are kind of, like, strapped for cash. So, uh, keep that in mind, guys. I mean, always, always, always. I don't care what state you're in. I don't care if you're in Texas, Florida, or you're in freaking Wisconsin, Michigan, Maine, or wherever up north. The winter kind of affects all of us, no matter where we're at. Some more than others. I get that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to compare y'all's winters with our winters, but definitely, the slowness, the slow periods definitely affect us all. So you've got to be prepared. Last year, I was not very prepared. Last year was my first year after I sold my limo company. So was it last year? Yeah, 23 was my first real winter where all I was doing was dumpsters. Since before then, obviously, I still had my limo company, and doing dumpsters on the side. And limo business is slammed for the holidays. Usually Thanksgiving through New Year's, we were doing constant limo tours, Christmas light tours. So I was okay when the dumpster business was slow because I honestly did not even have time to think during that period. And then last winter was my first winter without a limo company. So it was a huge um, reality check, I should say. But anyways, still good. Numbers are still looking good. It started to pick up. I think we had I believe we had a total of 6 or 7 deliveries today. I did two. I did two. I only did two myself in the trailer, and Daniel did the other four in the big truck. Well, actually, he did both trucks. I think he did the Mac and the big truck, and I took the trailer out because I wanted to get some footage on the trailer and test the trailer out a little bit more and mess with the trailer. Then I forgot it was our networking Wednesday. Normally, our networking Wednesday would have been last week, but because of the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, it was rescheduled to this week. And then all of a sudden, we get a text message in the group chat that, hey, Dylan got there about an hour early. Luckily, it gave me about 45 minutes to go from the drop off to the restaurant. Still got there on time, and got there just in time to network with the guys. So, very good networking meeting today. Um, we had a few new guys, two guys that came from the Lone Star Dumpster Showcase, or that we met at the showcase, that are local, and they joined our networking group. They just came in today. So super cool to have new faces there. Not that I'm tired of seeing Dylan's face or Omar's face, or good guys, or even Brian's, or any of the other guys. Those guys are awesome dudes, but to have new faces there is always kind of cool. So again, if you're not networking in your area, it doesn't cost you anything but lunch once a month, and you can definitely take away a lot of information. I know I've gotten a ton of information out of those guys. So let's go through a couple of the comments, and I want to go right into what I want to talk about today because I am heated. Before I get into the comments, let's just say I completely lost my shit today. I'm human, y'all. I am so human, y'all don't even know. And Um, I have those days, and if you catch me on the wrong day, boy, I tell you, this guy caught me on the wrong day, and I kind of let him have it a little bit. But we're gonna talk about that, and it was rightfully so, um, in my opinion. But we'll talk about that. So let's go through some comments real quick before we go there. Dylan Dunn, what's going on, man? OG, Mr. OG himself. He was at the lunch today. Good friend. Always there to support and help out and do whatever. So good dude, man. I appreciate you being here. I assume you're at the gym. You're 2.5 hours workouts times 5 days a week. And I'm not even kidding y'all. 2.5 hours a day. I think he does 4 days a week, maybe five. I'm sure 5 or 6 on a good week. Uh, Unbelievable, this guy. 2.5 hours. I'll just need a little bit of that. I just need a little bit. And I probably, anyways. Elite Dumpster Services, what is going on, brother? Let's rock this next hour. Yeah, let's talk business. Let's talk trash. Dylan, I think Josh pulled a Daniel and went to, no. Why? Oh, was I late? I wasn't late, was I? Stiggs, what is up, man? From Northwest Lower Michigan. Hope business is popping, good sir. Yes, it's picking up. Like I said, it's picking up just a little bit. Thank goodness. Hopefully, it stays that way for a little bit until Thanksgiving. We'll see. I'm sure. I'm closed Thursday and Friday of next week. I am sorry, guys. There's hustle, and then there's family. And I'm not saying this is what you should do. I'm just saying this is what I do because I have had businesses where I absolutely had to work for the last 16 years in, again, the limousine industry, and before that in the security industry. I always worked holidays, and I've hustled. I've paid my dues, and I don't owe it to anybody, any customer anymore, to have to work on the holidays. So in this business, I make it a point to just let everybody know we're closed. I will do emergency dumpsters if I absolutely possibly have to, but if I can't because I have drank a little bit too much eggnog with Fireball or Fireball and Coke, mind you, I like my Fireball, then I won't do it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I'm at a point in my life, in my career, in my business, where I'm okay with losing a customer, even though it goes against every grain in my being or every fiber in my being. I'm okay if they call somebody else and book because honestly, like again, I'm at an age where every year is important to me. I've given up a lot of holidays, y'all. And then before the security company, I was on the police department, and I guarantee you, I worked every single holiday, New Year's, everything. So uh, that's just me, though. I am not judgmental. I'm not saying that's how you should be. Believe me, if you're young, if you're hustling, if you're old, if you're hustling, it don't matter. You do you. If you want to work on a holiday, absolutely go for it. More power to you. And if you're in my area and you're working on a holiday, let me know so I can forward some phone calls to you if I have to. But that's just me. I'm not saying anything. Believe me, I've put in my time, like I said. So, anyways, that was a quick spiel. But Anna Lee, what is going on? Hope you and your husband are doing awesome this week. Hello, everyone from Gator Dumpsters in San Antonio. Hope everyone had a good week. Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here. I really enjoyed, by the way, meeting you and your husband and your family this last week. You guys were awesome. Your husband is super cool. So are you, of course. You guys were super cool. You were at not only the flips, but I believe you were at the barbecue joint. Yeah, you were. And both days, you guys, I really appreciate you guys and your support coming out. Hopefully, you guys had a great time. And just want to let you guys know that, y'all were awesome. Dan Jensen, what is going on from Wisconsin? Wisconsin. I'm originally from Wisconsin. I was born in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, actually. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, Dan. J&J Removal Services. What up, homie? Jake, appreciate it. Hola from Southwest Michigan. Oh, got another Michigander. Michigander, we got Jake and we got Stiggs. I know we missed last week's live. Dan, yeah, you did. You did. It was okay. It was cool. It was actually kind of neat. Like I said, we did the whole jumping in on the Zoom. That would have been cool to have you guys, but we will do it again, probably like in the future, kind of leading up to maybe hopefully the next one, if there is one. Kind of just bring everybody on and kind of say what you want to see or something. I don't know. We'll see. Vegas, what's up? VPS Dumpster Rentals. What up, Josh? Back to normal. I don't know if I'm back to normal or you're back to normal, but I believe I'm back to normal too. So I got some sleep this week. I am good. I am not super sleep deprived anymore. So we are good. Yo, 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 what is up, Ryan? Local Waste from South Florida. Appreciate you being here, Ryan, with the bright orange shirt. Man, it's so cool that I can actually put faces to names now. That is freaking awesome. I actually absolutely love. I look at Vegas and now I know exactly who I'm talking to. I have a picture of who you are, and I'm not good with names. I'm not good with faces. I'm okay with faces. Definitely not good with names, but it is so cool to see you guys now, and now I know who you guys are. Like now, it's like it's not just a computer screen and me talking to a computer screen. It's definitely a little bit more personal. Jake Stiggs wants to know where you're at. Dump right. We literally just got took on the credit card scam. I remember you got took several months ago. Did you have any resolve on it? File liens on the homeowners. All right. So, man, long story, lots of different things, lots of videos I've put on it. I believe a couple other guys have put out videos. I know Daniel did too. But if you got taken on a scam, it's going to be very hard for you to get your money back unless your dumpster's still there. If your dumpster's still on the property, go over there, see if you can get a hold of a homeowner or somebody. If it's not on the property, you're not going to win a dispute. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't want to be the bearer of the bad news, but I've got to be 100% honest with you. You will not win a dispute because it is a stolen credit card, and us being um, card the merchant, not the merchant, what are we? The whatever, we're not the card member, but us being the merchant, it is our responsibility to verify the ownership of the card, and whether that be by at a store they ask you for a driver's license, even though nobody gets asked anymore, but they're supposed to verify all that stuff. Yeah, there's no way to get it back. You can probably try to file a lien on a homeowner. It's not the homeowner's fault. Honestly, homeowner paid somebody, so I don't know if a judge is going to award that because if the homeowner can prove that they paid somebody and they didn't scam you, you got scammed by the scammer. Um, I don't know. Sometimes it's just easier to walk away and learn, take it as a lesson learned, and just write it off as a lesson learned. Hate to tell you, man. Definitely. Jake's got it right. He said press like. We got 31 people in here. We got 9 likes. So 22 of you mofos have not hit like. So please press that like button. Love you guys. Just added Fireball to the beer cooler checklist. Oh man, Fireball and Coke. That's my jam, dude. I don't know why. It just takes like it tastes like a cinnamon. Remember though when we were kids? I don't know about you guys, but those cinnamon hard candies. What were they like? Jawbreakers. The cinnamon fireballs. It's like drinking that, and it brings back. I just love Fireball and Coke. I don't know why, but it's good. Kara Stanton, Mrs. Dumpster Helper, what is going on? Stanton's in the house. What's up, Stantons? Appreciate y'all being here. As always, y'all are awesome. Daniel the Dumpster Helper and his wife. And Trail, what's up, brother? How are you, man? What's happening, everyone? Hope all is well. We are doing good. I'm doing good. I hope everybody else is doing good. I'm about to get into story time because story time is about to be on like Donkey Kong because I was heated today. I Daniel, my driver, and David were both there, and I lost my cool. I am. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I lost my cool, um, and we're gonna talk about that. Not on Daniel or David. It's really hard to have two guys that work for you that both start with the letter D, and I get them confused all the freaking time. I get my own kids confused, let alone these guys. But anyways, I didn't go off on them. I went off on another person, but we'll talk about that. Angelo, what's going on, brother? Those are nice sneakers you got in the background. Heck yeah, man. That's my those are my Trump props. Absolutely. Love it. Dump right, thank you. Here from Dallas. What's going on, Andrew, man? Appreciate you being here, man. You missed a good luncheon today. We had a lunch over at Boston's in Grapevine or Irving, wherever it is. Anna Lee, we both enjoyed the event. Can't wait till next year. It keeps getting better. Oh, absolutely. I enjoyed you guys. You guys are awesome. Thibodeau, man, I'm late. Makers and Coke. All right, so I went on a. Is that bourbon? I don't know. I went on a um, whiskey. What do you call it? Well, rabbit hole, and I went down a bourbon rabbit hole because you see these guys, right? These really cool looking, sophisticated guys sitting there on their, with their bars and their really badass bars in the background shelves with a bunch of cool looking bottles behind them, and they're drinking all these really cool little whiskey glasses or little bourbon glasses with little curves and anything, and they go and they smell it, and they. So I went on this, like I'm watching these guys on YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, like you got to build your palate, like you just gotta learn to like it after a while, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's that kind of you gotta acquire that taste. And man, I bought and my wife's I don't know if she's watching or not, but if you're watching, Jenna, you can corroborate this story. But I bought like probably I'm not even gonna say probably it was definitely hundreds of dollars worth of bottles of different ones. And I remember Maker's Mark being one of them. Uh and I had them, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna try a new one every night." And then you add a little bit, obviously it's like what do you call it? Not on the rocks, but like just straight. And then you can add it on the rocks, and then you can add like they say like a little cap full of water. Sometimes brings out the flavors, bro. Let me tell you, I could not. They say, "Oh, it tastes like corn," or "It tastes like smoked apple, whatever." All this shit, and I'm like, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't, let alone taste the stuff, right? So I'm like trying all these different nothing worked for me. Nothing tasted good. As a matter of fact, I think I grew a little bit more hair on my chest, which is a good thing, I guess. But it was so nasty. I could never get the hang of it. So yeah, I'm sure I still have plenty of bottles down there somewhere. But anyways, we're gonna keep moving on. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. Thibodeau's with that makers. WC Dumpster Rentals, what is going on? Eddie from Charlotte, North Carolina. What's up, brother? Appreciate you being here. New request for the American AF drive-through Fireball and Coke. Hell yeah. Uh yeah, and I would do it on a frozen, like a icy. Man, can you imagine going to the movie theater and getting those ices with some Fireball in there? I'm not a late night guy, but want to see the live. I'm looking getting in around next fall. We'll see. Well, good luck to you, Jake. Jake says good night, all. So hopefully you get a good night and you can rewatch this. And we're gonna go into story time here in a minute because I want y'all's opinions. Um, but definitely rewatch this if you can, man. And watch the what do you call it? The rerun, not the rerun, but the replay. I don't know. Cody Duvall, what's going on, man? I see that dumpster in the background. Look at that. American Dumpster Services. Oh, Cody, I know Cody. What's up, Cody? From Upper Southern Arkansas off of I-40. We're getting really detailed into where we are from. But yeah, man, looks like a Lone Star, possibly a Lone Star PJ dumpster. Ontario Drive, what's up, man? Long time no see. Also an OG of the channel. One Shot Waste Disposal from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Man, appreciate you being here, brother. I appreciate you being here. All right, so we're gonna get into story time. So as you guys know, the Metroplex, or Texas at least. I don't know if you guys do know this or not. Those of you guys that are in Texas do know. But Texas has what's called franchise or exclusive agreements between cities, between different municipalities or the cities and one dumpster company, right, in their area. So it's not just Texas. A lot of other states do have this. I've talked about it before on the channel. Um, if you guys are familiar with this or they have these kind of agreements in your area, please put it in the comments below, like what state and city you're in. But the DFW Metroplex has hundred. I don't even know. I don't even know how many. Matter of fact, let me ask here. Let me put it in my little chat GPT thing. I got a window open here because I got some case law I want to go over. But we're going to ask chat GPT how many cities are in DFW, Texas. In the Metroplex, right? So there's going to be, it's giving me the 84 different answers. Let me see here. Over 200. So the DFW Metroplex, when we talk about how big the DFW Metroplex is, right? There are over 200 incorporated cities and towns in the DFW Metroplex. So it's huge. All right. There's absolutely no way in hell any one company or any one person is going to know, um, how each city regulates their waste management or their waste services, right? But we do know that Dallas is an open market, meaning anybody can deliver to Dallas, and Fort Worth is an open market. All the other cities in the area are Most of the other cities in the area have franchise agreements, meaning that they contract with one dumpster company and one dumpster company only. And when I say dumpster, I mean trash company. That one trash company, be it Waste Management, Republic, We have Waste Connection that does several of the smaller cities and several bigger cities too. We have CWD. We have what else is there? Blackjack is a smaller company, but they also have some of the cities. So we have cities that contract with these companies that say, okay, you and you alone are the only company that is able to provide waste services in our city. That includes weekly trash pickups from people's houses, front end loaders, weekly trash pickups, front end loaders from commercial properties, like, obviously like the 4, 6, 8 yard square front end loader dumpsters. It includes roll off dumpsters. It includes obviously construction debris, all that stuff. So one company within the city limits is the only company who can deliver dumpsters or pick up trash in that city. In exchange for that agreement, that company pays that city a ungodly amount of money. Sometimes, I mean, if it's that one sole exclusive uh, company, you're talking way more than we can afford. And then on top of that, anywhere from 4, 6, 9% of total revenue that that company collects in the city. And they say it goes towards, the alleyways that these trucks go up and down and pick up the trash and repair the alleys and stuff like that. So I'm not going to get into detail what would they do with the money because I have absolutely no idea what they do with the money. But this is what we're dealing with here in the DFW, in all of Texas, really. And I'm talking about small cities. Like I used to live in a small town called Red Oak, and I don't even know how many people are there. Probably less than, let's see, Red Oak, Texas population. Um, Small town, 18,000 people. So even a small town like Red Oak has a franchise agreement with a dumpster company, right? So it's a money grab. It's a money grab and it's a monopoly. And we all know this. All the guys that are we all have there's a ton of dumpster companies here. We all know this. Now the question is, do the cities enforce those contracts? And I would say 80 to 90% of them probably don't. Maybe even more. Most of them do not enforce it. Um, some cities allow the company to enforce it. So, like we were talking about blackjack earlier. Blackjack, apparently, I don't know blackjack from any. I don't know who they are. I don't know the owners. I don't really know anything about the history of that company. But I was talking to somebody who does, and they told me that blackjack started off as like one of us, a small dumpster company, and they just grew and grew and grew. And then now I don't know what city they have. I believe it's like in the Terrell area. Dylan, if you're still here, if you know what I'm talking about, what city blackjack covers, you can fill it in. But apparently, blackjack. Let's just use them for an example. The city that they manage or the city that they have the contract with does not enforce the contracts, is my understanding, or the franchise agreement. They allow blackjack to enforce it. So blackjack can go after American AF dumpsters or can go after elite dumpsters or local waste or or gator dumpsters. If you guys drop off a dumpster in their area, they can call you, text you, send you a cease and desist letter saying that you are in a franchise city and that they are the only ones allowed to operate. And if you do not remove your dumpster out of their city, I don't know what they'll do, honestly. I don't know if they could impound you or they would have the city impound you, something like that. So while most cities don't enforce it, I would say a majority of them do allow the company to enforce it themselves if they wanted to go after it privately. And you're going to see if you look up the case law, there's plenty of lawsuits of companies suing either Waste Management suing a company or Republic suing a company for doing service in their city or for servicing in their city, or vice versa. So there's lots of case law out there that I was really trying to dig through and find out to get to the bottom of this. I really want to find out what the deal is, right? Because I have found several, and we're going to talk about it, several case laws, case laws on different cases where they have lost, and I'm gonna explain to you why they've lost, and I'm gonna explain to you why I think it's still a thing. So, anyways, going to what happened today. Actually, let's before I go to what happened today, let's go back a little bit. Back in August, we got a phone call from the city of Mesquite. So there's 2 cities that I know that for sure enforce, they're really sticklers on enforcing their franchise agreements. And you can just walk on their past the city line, and they're probably going to call, complain about you're on a franchise city. It's a closed city. You're not able to drop off a dumpster in their city. So the 2 cities that I know of that is probably a big red flag to stay out of is going to be Mesquite and Frisco. And if there's anybody else in the chat that is in my area that has any other recommendations, other cities that really enforce it strongly, please feel free to put it in the comments as well. But like I said, I know Mesquite and Frisco are the 2 that are very strict. Frisco, I actually called them out on their shit last a couple years ago, and they threatened me that if I didn't move the dumpster by that Saturday, I believe it was a Friday, that they were going to tow it or impound it. And I didn't argue with him. I just said, okay, we'll move it. And I didn't go. Their reservation wasn't over till Tuesday. I did have a air tag on it. Excuse me. I did have an air tag on it, so I knew that it hadn't moved. And on Tuesday, I went and picked it up. I called them on their bluff. They never came out and picked it up. It was behind a church in a parking lot that was not visible from the street. It was not visible from anywhere else. I have no idea how they saw it. There was another one in Mesquite over a year ago. Actually, I pulled it up today. The picture was in June of 2022, I believe it was. There was a dumpster in Mesquite that I dropped off. Now, mind you, I dropped this dumpster off in the back of a school by the gymnasium. There was no alley. There was literally nothing but woods back there. You could not see this dumpster unless you literally drove back there. That's where they wanted because they were ripping up the floor, the gymnasium floor. They were putting down new floor. Um, and 2 days into a 7-day rental, I get a call that I had 2, I think they gave me 2 or 3 days, 24, no, was it 48 hours? I don't remember. I think it was 24 hours, only 1 day to come out and take the dumpster or they were gonna impound it. That one, luckily, the customer had called, dumpster was ready for pickup, so I picked it up. Fast forward to August. Um, Again, Mesquite. It was a 15 yard, and this one was at an apartment complex. Um, Again, not really tucked away. It's not like I'm hiding them, but this is where the customers want it. 9 times out of 10, the customers don't want it right there facing the road, anyways. 15 yard. I don't even. Yeah, they did call. They stickered my dumpster. They called. Matter of fact, the thumbnail of this live is this one in particular, August of this year, where I was telling Mesquite that they are number one. That is the picture that I took, the placard that they put, the sticker that they put on my dumpster, and they put some hard at like they put the kind of stickers that like when you get your car impounded, you can't peel the stickers off. They literally you have to rip the paint off just to take the stupid stickers off. But anyways, he calls and he gets Alexis. Alexis is super friendly. She's like, she's just agreeing with him, not agreeing with him, but she just politely saying, okay, yes, yes, yes. He continues to push the subject. Hey, this is a closed city. Then he goes into the bullying or the intimidation is it's just, it's literally an intimidation factor. I don't even know how you say it, but he's just trying to intimidate her. And he's saying, if this dumpster does not get picked up, it is a $2,000 fine, plus a $400 impound fee, plus a daily fee, all this other stuff. And he's like, boom, he just keeps pushing her. When is it going to get picked up? And she's like, sir, I don't know. We'll call the customer and I'll have a driver picked up. Well, it needs to be picked up, right? It was I believe a 4.5 minute long conversation that just kind of went on and on and on. And he wanted to just completely control the subject. And he wanted to make sure that, he wanted to instill fear into her. I guarantee you that. I could tell the way he was speaking to her, that he wasn't satisfied with her responses and like, oh my god, we'll go pick it up right away. No, he wasn't. She wasn't doing that, and he wasn't happy with it. So, um, so we went and picked it up. I mean, it was again, I have yet to be pushed or be told what to do. I will pick it up when I feel like picking it up or when the customer tells me it's okay to pick up. If they impound it, it'll make for great content because I'm gonna blast the shit out of it all over YouTube, and I'm gonna let everybody know in that city that hey, this company is literally forcing you as a city resident to only use them. Okay, and let's go back a little bit. Mesquite is one of the only cities in this DFW metroplex that I know of. Personally, I don't know. I don't. Again, over 200 incorporated cities. Mesquite is one of the only cities that I know of that runs their own roll-offs. They literally dump next to me in Ferris, mind you, like not very close. They literally dump in Ferris or Macomb. I don't think I've seen them in McComas, but they definitely dump in Ferris, or is it the other way around? I don't know. But anyways, they're far. It's a good 25 minute. They don't have their own landfill in Mesquite, as far as I know, unless they have a transfer station. I'm sure they have some sort of transfer station, but their big roll offs dump all the way over there. They have their own dumpsters, their own roll offs. So they are forcing customers, mind you, think about it this way. You're a homeowner, you own a house in the city of Mesquite, and you don't have the free reign to call like you do for your internet service. You can't call AT&T, Verizon, Spectrum. You can't call. You can only call the city. The city is the only one that you can hire, that you're paying your money to come out and bring a dumpster to your house. Okay. Uh, and if you call somebody else, they won't go after the homeowner, they'll go after the company that you go after, even though I've never signed an agreement with Mesquite saying I'm gonna stay out. I don't have any, there's no law saying I can't operate in a city. I am a legal Texas company and I can operate anywhere in Texas. However, in the city of Mesquite, they feel that they have the authority, and they might, because of their ordinances, to limit my business from operating within their city limits. So again, you're the homeowner, and the city is going to forcibly come onto your property and impound a dumpster. Um, Bullshit. Like, no one's coming onto my property without a warrant. They better have guns, and we're gonna have an issue unless I allow them onto my property. So how in the world is the city this powerful that they can literally dictate that they're going to go onto a private property and remove a dumpster that I paid for or you paid for? Um, okay, so moving on with my story though, um, that was in August that he called. He had said he wanted to mail something by via mail. Alexis told him we don't have a mailing address, even though we do. We have a PO box now. We actually have a physical location, but I'm not about to give anybody our house address. Um, so she said, but you can email it, and he said he would email it. She gave him her email address, and he never emailed anything. So I just went to go pick it up as I normally do. And again, you saw in the thumbnail why I was telling Mesquite that they were number one. That was a picture of that dumpster. Fast forward to today, I get a phone call. I'm literally, it's 3 o'clock in the after. It's 3 o'clock, pretty much on the dot. I was just pulling into the yard. I had David with me, and I had Daniel was there working on the truck. Excuse me, and he's right outside my door. And I get a phone call, and my phone call came through the speakers of the truck, so everybody heard the conversation. And it was the city of Mesquite saying, "Do you have a dumpster at such and such address?" And I had to look it up, and I said, he had first of all, he had the street name wrong, but he had the numbers right. So I confirmed the street name, and he said, "Yeah, it could be." And as soon as I said the street name, Daniel has a way better memory than I do. I point over here because he was standing to my left, way better memory than I do. And he has actually been to that house and he delivered, we both have. And the only dumpster that's left, we did multiple dumpsters. It was a burned down house. So we did do multiple dumpsters. But the only dumpster that's left is a concrete dumpster. Okay. It's a 15-yard clean concrete only. And that's what the guy's calling about. So he starts telling me, well, again, he goes through a spiel. Mesquite is a closed city. You're not allowed to bring dumpsters into our city. You're not allowed to place dumpsters in our city. If it's not removed, it's going. And then all of a sudden, I heard Daniel say, "That's a concrete dumpster." And so I say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! It's not a trash dumpster. The one that's there is a concrete dumpster." And he says, "It doesn't matter." And that's where I kind of lost my shit. I said, "No, no, 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 no. You tell me what the ordinance is where we cannot haul concrete. We cannot." And I didn't say recycle after the fact. I was talking to Dylan, and Dylan's like, "Dude, you're recycling concrete. Like, you're literally taking it to a recycle center. These ordinances do not cover recycling." So if you are recycling paper, cardboard, anything else, and you're literally recycling it, even carpet. Somebody was recycling carpet. I didn't even know you could do such a thing, but they cannot tell you you cannot recycle. It's not waste. But anyways, I told the guy, no, you tell me where there is an ordinance that I can't do concrete in your city. And he could not provide me with an ordinance number. He could not provide me with anything. He kept saying, I don't know the ordinance number. And then he says, I'm at home. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. You're calling me. I'm working. I am in the middle of a working day. It is working business hours. You're calling me from the comfort of your house, in your bed, probably whatever, and you're calling me to tell me that I can't place a dumpster in your city, and you can't provide me the correct ordinance number or provide me the correct statute or whatever it is that says that dictates that I can't do dumpsters in your city or even concrete in your city. Nah, dude. I said you are full of shit and you can kiss my hat. I mean, again, I did lose my cool. I definitely kind of went off the handle a little bit. He kept saying that he's going to have to call his boss or his supervisor. I said, you can call whoever you want. You can impound it. You can do whatever you want. I will definitely see you guys in court. I have no, and I know this means nothing to them. They're just government employees. You can tell them all you want. Oh, see you in court. They're not going to be the ones going to court. They could care less, right? He could care so little that he was literally at home calling me from his house. So whatever. And at the end of the conversation, he says, again, well, I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna call my like I'm fucking scared of his boss. Excuse my French. Like I'm scared of his boss. I said, you and your boss can kiss my ass. And that's where the conversation. He actually said okay, and that's where the conversation ended. Um, I was hot. I was mad. I'm tired of getting bullied by these guys, and I literally told him, I am not going to be. I'm not going to sit here and get bullied by you guys, and be harassed like this. I'm done. So you can do whatever you need to do or whatever you want to do, and and I'll do what I have to do in response. Um, so then I went back and I listened to the call. Then okay, so then his supervisor does call. His supervisor calls. Alexis picks up that call. She was in the middle of something, and I just so happened to pick up the call earlier. It's much better when she picks up the call because this drama usually does not happen. I have no filter, and I tell you when I have no filter, I'm gonna tell people what I think, and if it comes out wrong, it comes out wrong. So, luckily she picked up the call from the supervisor. He wanted to talk to me, of course, even though he didn't have my name. He wanted to talk to the guy who got upset with his employee or with his guy, and she took a message. But because he called, I went back to my recordings and I saw his call and I listened to his call with Alexis today, and I heard his call from August when he called and talked to her about the other dumpster. And he had mentioned to her at that time that it was a $2,000 fine, $400 impound fee, and then a daily fee after that. And I don't see that anywhere. When I did look up their statutes or their yeah, this it's not statute, it's a excuse me, ordinance. When I did look up their ordinance, um it says nothing about a $2,000 fine. It says absolutely nothing. It says a $400 impound fee and I believe a daily fee after so many days if they do have to impound and tow it. So again, I believe they're trying to intimidate. I think they're trying to use scare tactics. I think they're just show me, show me where it says it's a $2,000 fine. I can't find that anywhere. I may be wrong. Again, I may be wrong. Whatever. I mean, wouldn't be the first time. But you're full of shit. And you're telling me now I can't do concrete? I can't recycle concrete? No. Show me. However, here's the problem. And I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. I don't have it set up to screen share. But when I do pull up the sticker, okay, the sticker that they put on the dumpsters. I'm gonna just read a little bit about it, so you can see what I'm talking about. But the stickers that they put on the dumpsters is so vague. It literally says, "City of Mesquite, this container is in violation of the City of Mesquite Waste Ordinance, Chapter 14, Section 14 51, unauthorized containers." What is the definition of an unauthorized container? They don't even say it. I wish I can zoom in now. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna look kind of weird. Only authorized containers may be used for commercial collection. It shall be unlawful and a violation for any person to place or use an unauthorized container at any location in the city, and unauthorized containers are subject to being impounded by the city or its authorized contractors as provided in this section. And it goes into further detail. Unauthorized containers is found if any unauthorized container is found in any location in the city. The owner of the container or the owner or tenant of the property on which the container is located shall be notified that the container is a violation of the city ordinance, blah, 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 whatever. So they're going to notify you and you have so much time. It says, and continued use of the container will be subject them to fines, and it puts fines in quotation marks. Um, Sorry guys, I can't see this. It's so small. And that the container is subject to being impounded again. Notification shall be made in person if the owner of the container or the owner of the tenant can be found on the premises where the container is located, or by telephone if a telephone number can be reasonably um, ex- ascertained. After an unauthorized container has been impounded, the owner of the container shall be notified by registered mail or by telephone, unless the address and or telephone number of the owner cannot be reasonably ascertained. The notification shall inform them that their container has been impounded. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and read all of it, but it does say the amount. At one point, section F says at any time from the date of impoundment until the expiration of 3 months from such date, the owner of the container may reclaim the container upon payment of a $400 reclamation fee per container per occurrence, which amount encompasses the actual cost of such impoundment, including but not limited to blah 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 administration costs and that. Nowhere does it say $2,000 on top of that. So again, is the guy using harassment, scare tactics? Is he full of shit? I don't know. Um, but this is the ordinance now. Let's go a little bit further into detail. Me and my buddy ChatGPT were really, really going over this today. Actually, I looked into it back in June a lot. I actually made a private group on Facebook for Texas haulers. Didn't really advertise it much. It's only one or two people in there, anyways. And I did a opinion letter. I wrote an opinion letter based on what my thoughts were of the situation, and what can be done. But looking at case law, like there is several cases out there. Um, let's go over this real quick. There is cases out there. There are cases out there. Texas Health and Safety Code Section 364 specifies that municipalities cannot enter into exclusive contracts for temporary construction waste services, which include services like clean concrete recycling. Also includes temporary construction waste. My understanding is, from everything that I've been able to gather, and I'm no expert, and then I may be wrong, and it may be the first, and it wouldn't be the first time. But my understanding is, if it's not like, if it's temporary construction, open top dumpsters, which is what we do, right? They technically can't go into contracts with these cities, or these cities can't go into contracts, private franchise agreements. Now, but they are, right? And obviously, they're smarter than me. They've got teams of lawyers behind them. How can they do this and get away with it? Well, there's several cases where they have not gotten away with it. They have been sued and they have lost. However, that loss is not doesn't it sets a precedence really, but it doesn't set a precedent for statewide. Like it doesn't change the fact statewide. So almost every single city, in my understanding, has to be literally sued in order for them to reverse what they've been doing for decades, if not longer. And who's got that kind of money? And when I further look into it, like why? How? Because if there is case law like this, such as Example: Republic Waste versus Texas Disposal. Republic Waste sued Texas Disposal, and I believe at that point Texas Disposal had the contract. Republic Waste came in, sued, and won. But why are companies like Republic Waste still operating? Republic Waste, Waste Management, all that stuff, still operating under city franchise ordinances in cities, and they respect it because again, my limo company, I had CWD. I had a buddy. No, I had Republic. I had a buddy that worked for CWD. The city border, the city, yeah, the border of my city was literally the freeway. CWD had across the freeway. I was with Republic. I wanted CWD, and they could not service me because my city was a Republic city. Um, so they all honor that agreement. And my question was, I mean, all the big boys honor each other's cities and do not do business in cities that are controlled by their competition. Why is that? And really, it spit out a couple good answers to me, and it kind of made sense. First off, was again, it has to be specific to every individual city. Um, Nobody's got the money or the time to literally sue every single franchisee or every single city, in the metroplex, let alone the entire state of Texas. Um, so a lot of them go unchallenged. A lot of these ordinances are completely unchallenged. Um, you have to challenge this law. You have to challenge the law in order to have them change it, because otherwise they're freaking lining their pockets. Why would they change it? And then another good answer was business strategy. Mutual understanding between these major companies like Republic, Waste Management, Waste Connection, CWD often honor each other's territories. They avoid entering markets controlled by their competitors because doing so could escalate costly legal battles and disrupt their mutual understanding of non-interference. So they're literally working together to work against us and to avoid litigation costs, lawyers, all that stuff. So we're not up against just the cities. We're up against this like conglomerate of freaking massive corporations that are out there to fuck us. Cities rely on franchise agreements. Municipalities benefit financially from all these contracts. They collect these franchise fees. They collect percentages of this. It's a multi billion-dollar industry. Uh, and the lack of challenge by small businesses. I mean, we can't go up against these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like individually, can we do it as a whole? Sure, but just here in the DFW Metroplex, we have to sue 200 cities. That's unprecedented. The state law, the state law that I mentioned earlier, where is that? Texas Health. The state law literally states that they can't go into private agreements, and a municipality can't go against a state law. However, they are, in my understanding, because they can and because they haven't been challenged. So where am I with this concrete dumpster? I haven't called the guy back, and because I know I won't speak to him any better than I spoke to his employee. Um, if they tow it, they tow it. If I got to pay a $2,000 fine, I'll pay it. What am I gonna do? He might just keep the dumpster. I don't know, $2,000 for, well, it's still worth it. But um, I want to see, I want to see the ordinance. Matter of fact, what I'll probably do is I'm gonna call him tomorrow after I calm down a little bit. I'm gonna ask him to send it to me via email. I want it on paper. I want to see what he has to say. I want to see what he says as far as recycling concrete. Um, I want a paper trail. Am I going to do anything? I don't know. I am sick and tired of getting bullied by these guys, though. I'm sick and tired of getting harassed, of getting intimidated by these guys. I'm tired of them calling my office here, talking to my daughter like we owe them something, like there's some king shit, like they own the state city. Um, Today, I definitely kind of put that guy in his place. I felt I didn't feel good about the way I talked to him, but I felt good to finally give up these guys a piece of my mind and say, "Hey, look, y'all aren't going to sit here and bully me like you do every other company. You want to tow it, go for it. Don't call me. Um, do what you got to do. We'll handle it however we need to handle it." But this is where I lost my shit today, and I wanted to talk to you guys about that and kind of get you guys' feedback. So, if you have been listening and you have a personal experience, or you want to join into whatever we're gonna do, I don't know. I mean, if we got enough people, there is a list. There's about 5 different attorneys that I would like to reach out to and get their opinion. I mean, it doesn't cost much to get a consultation or an opinion, kind of present the case. If there's enough companies in the area or in Texas that are wanting to do something about it, I definitely want to take this to the next level. Whatever that next level is, and I'm not one ever to do things um, in a small way, but like I said, I want to take this to the next level, just the next step, and I want to be able to talk to somebody who knows a lot more about this than I do. I want to be able to get their opinion. I know this is a huge, like totally a David versus Goliath type of thing. I know this is like, but this can't continue. This just can't. It's not right. It's not American. It's not Texan. Um, yeah, that was story time, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Let's go through the comments real quick. Then we went through what's going on, Eddie. New request. Talked about that. Good night. What's up, upper mainstream? We talked there. Annalie, yeah, when the hubby used to drink, it was straight vodka. Oh, that's got to be vodka on ice or tequila on the rocks. He said he could taste the difference in quality. Um, yeah, I like vodka with. So there's a place called Pluckers that sells chicken, and they have a thing called Pluckers lemonade. They have literally 5 shots of vodka in their Pluckers in their lemonade, and if you get the top shelf stuff, you don't even taste the vodka. But anyways, welcome to South Florida. Same problem. So South Florida has franchise agreements, and there's lots of dumpster guys in Florida. Um, and if a lot of you guys got together, I'm not sure if there's something you could do about it, but there's lots of dumpster guys. If there could be a way to kind of wrangle everybody in, kind of and create one voice. One of us, 5 of us, 10 of us can't do shit. 500 of us, they've got to listen to us. What did you say? We deal with it here in Central Florida. Sorry I'm late, but hope everyone is doing great. Todd, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Having a great week and living the dream to the fullest. Amen to that. We don't have franchise restrictions for the roll-offs, but I just recently found out that the owner of the biggest dumpster trash company is the city mayor. I have been told they're unfriendly. Well, if that's not a conflict of interest, I don't know what is. Let's see here. Easy Ben checking in. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here. Heather says Mesquite isn't messing around. Hillsboro is sometimes, I believe. Hillsboro. I don't know if I don't think I've had any issues in Hillsboro. For sure, Frisco and Mesquite. I dropped off, I dropped off a can. I believe it was Frisco one time. I literally dropped off a can, and I didn't even make it out. I think this guy followed me. I shit you not. I'm pretty sure this guy followed me. And I didn't even leave the city before we got the phone call that the dumpster was in violation of the city. So those cities, they just man, you know, and cities drag their feet on everything. You know how long it's taken me to get a freaking permit in the city of Waxahachie to do a rehab? It took me almost 6 months to get a permit. They drag their feet on everything, but when it comes to a 3 or 7 day rental of a dumpster, they pick up that phone real quick and they start getting pretty damn loud, and they start swinging their cojones around like they're some king shit. Excuse my French today. I was really upset. If you guys didn't realize, like the cuss words just start kind of coming out sometimes when I'm really pissed off. So I apologize if that offends anybody. They are just words to me of endearment, and I don't mean them in any vulgar way. J&J Removal Services, whomever is stickering the dumpsters, they not trespassing on private property of the customer? They are. They are. Not only that, and again, think about it. Like, how are they gonna impound it? They're gonna bring a tow truck, a roll off truck. I don't know. They're gonna bring a truck of some sort. I'd like to see them. Well, it's a 15-yard. The one in Mesquite right now is a 15-yard full of concrete, and it's a combo can. So all they need to do is bring in a cable truck, and they'll be able to haul it. But if I had just a hook lift, no doghouse for a cable, I'd like to see them try to. I would imagine they'd figure out a way to do it, but that's probably going to be about 30,000 pounds, 25 to 30,000 pounds worth of concrete. I'd like to see them try to haul that out. And while they're at it, and just for shits and giggles, if that ever were to happen, I could definitely see myself paying for the impound fee, opening the door wherever that thing is, and dumping all that shit right there on the impound lot and saying, "See you later." I mean, I paid 2 grand. At least you can do is dump. That's so me. I would just to get well, I'd probably find myself in even more problems. But again, I am not acquirable. I am not. I do things the right way 99% of the time, but sometimes you piss me off and we're gonna have issues. But anyways, Bruce says we have a city contract for abatement cleanup and work directly with code enforcement. Okay, before I read on, abatement is in to me is like a health issue, right? So I would imagine that that can be probably contracted. Um, uh, they will tag our dumpsters every time if we drop them for a customer in the city limits. It's crazy. Okay, they will tag our. Oh yeah, it's insane. So it's the same, almost the same thing. You have the contract for abatement cleanup and work with code enforcement, but they still tag your dumpster if you drop off a dumpster for anybody else. And what city is that, Bruce? Delaware Diamond Dumpsters. What's going on, man? That's a lot of D's. Triple D. Did you Google that? Did you Google that ordinance? Yes. And what you just said supersedes Mesquite if it is from the state. Absolutely. I 100% agree. Needs to be taken to Supreme Court and ruled on. Yes. I think I'm not one. I don't know very much laws, and I'm sure there's more than 1,000 things that I don't know. But my understanding is class action lawsuit, um, lots of plaintiffs or lots of yeah, and I don't know, lots of us. So I don't know. Again, this is where I need to talk to several attorneys now. If anybody does have a hookup, if anybody does know of one of these companies, now I have tried to reach out to several of these companies that have case law. I have actually reached out to one of the attorneys, who unfortunately is no longer with a law firm, uh, to try and get more detailed answers about that case, to see if it would apply here and who, if anyone, they would recommend because this case in particular, I believe, was in like El Paso or something like that, and not in our immediate area. Um, so, but if anybody has any hookup, if anybody knows anyone, my email address is josh at americanafdumpsters.com. Very hard to forget if you know my company name. So josh at americanafdumpsters.com. Shoot me an email, and let's try to work some things out. Let's try to work together. Um, or if anything, if I have your support or whatever, if it gets to that point and I need a bunch of companies, I have it here up my nose. If I need a bunch of companies to join on board, I will put it out there as well. Wally gone, what is going on, man? Annalise says I was talking to another owner today, and he spoke with the head guy in San Antonio about another city in the area of them, and they said their contract is said they can only board up trash pickup. So again, my understanding is if it's like weekly trash pickup and they bill like through their water, through your water bill or whatever, through one of your utilities, and they consider that like a service from the city or a utility, yes. But open top, construction debris, new build, whatever it is, temporary construction, How? Even contracted service, I could possibly see like a front end loader contract, year long contracts, maybe. Um, but open top, temporary waste, I don't see that. I don't see that. They should have that control. But as a whole, we can. I believe so. I believe so. Elite. I hope so. That's definitely what I'm hoping on. And I think that we have a big enough platform, like uh, not just here on YouTube, but we as a let me go back real quick. As a collective, right? As all of us together, we not many industries are well. Like many industries have like an association, like a big industry association where they all a part of, and then those industries or those associations, right? Like in the limo industry, for example, and I know this because I was a part of it for 16 years. The limo industry had an association. The association was a multi-million dollar association. I mean, we had millions and millions of dollars in assets, and not we, they did. Um, and they would hire lobbyists, and the lobbyists would be out in Washington and basically lobbying all the politicians, blah blah blah. We don't have that, but what we do have is we have a voice, and we have a bunch of us companies together. And if a bunch of us can actually get together and united, go after these guys, there's a possibility there. Some franchise city here charge upwards of 20%, and some want a non-refundable 25 to $100,000 deposit per year and no rollover if unused. Absolutely, 100%. I actually know for a fact that one of them was like 400. Well, I'd have to look it back up. I can't talk out of my rear end, but I believe there was one that I had looked up that was like 400 grand a year, and then on top of that, it was like 9%. Um, Completely unattainable for any of us small guys, right? Um, Not even at 25 grand, to be honest with you, is if I paid 25 grand, but I had the entire city of Waxahachie, let's say, or freaking, um, I don't know, Midlothian, whatever it is, or even I would gladly pay somebody 25 grand to be able to have that down as in the entire city. So I think even that number might be way, way, well, even 100 grand. Like I said, I know one city in particular that was 400 grand plus 9% of their revenue. Um, and I think that's even small money too. Just think about it. You do all the trash for a city. I'm talking about trash pickup, front end loader, and dumpsters. Ish. I don't think that we can even imagine or fathom like how much in revenue these companies are actually getting for one industry, one city. Let's say 250,000 people. Or front load dumpsters only. As for larger 15 plus dumpsters, they are not on the contract and can do nothing in our area, which is news to us. Good news is he said that the BS people, to get them to believe. Yeah, I think a lot of it is that they just spew things out of their ass and hope that we believe it, or we're so scared we won't come back to their city. $2,000 fine doesn't. I mean, I don't have $2,000 just to give. Believe me, like it's not like I'm saying, oh, 2 grand ain't shit to me. But I'd like to see you find me then. I mean, if that's the case, stop threatening me with a good time, right? Like stop threatening me and do it. Why do you keep calling to give me a heads up, right? Um, he even reminded Alexis today, the supervisor did, that he called us back in August. He knew it. He had it on record. Just like I had. I was able to go back and look at my phone calls. Um, so because I like I said, I record every single phone call. So that specific number from the supervisor called us back in August. And all I had to do was look up in his, on his phone number. So I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Record the convo. I record all the conversations, and actually, it's on my phone up there. But I do record all the conversations, and I sent it to some of our the one where I lost my shit. I did send it to some of the guys in our network. Just leave it and see if they tow it. I'd like to see them. I'd like to, and I will. I will go when I need to pick it up. And the customer did say it's ready for pickup tomorrow afternoon. So we don't usually do afternoon. I mean, we do afternoons, believe me, but we don't like schedule for a pickup for the afternoon. So more than likely, it won't be picked up till Friday. We'll put it on the schedule for Friday. take that free dumpster you got into the city and see if they tow it. That way, you're not out anything. Oh, I paid for that dumpster a little bit. I did pay for it, painted it. Um, but no, I get 100% what you're saying. I'd gladly do that. There are That's why a lot of my dumpsters aren't. A lot of guys ask me, why aren't all your dumpsters tagged? Like, why don't you have your logo or and your phone number on all your dumpsters? And it's for this reason alone, because I don't really want all my dumpsters to be advertised and branded. I would love them to, um, but mm, I don't know. I just think that sometimes I can, but they still get the serial numbers from the cans. They'll call Keystone and they'll bother Keystone and ask Keystone who owns that can. So because they put like a placard on each one with a serial number and their phone number and their company logo. Oh, Ephraim, lots of franchise cities here in DFW area. Yeah, almost all of them. It's a money grab, 100% money grab. Wally gone, start an online petition and take it to your senator for starters. Online petition. I never thought of an online petition. Again, I think I would have to talk to an attorney for that though. Like, am I wasting my time? Um, would an online petition help? And taking it to the senators. It's already a state law that they can't do it. It's the local ordinances. So I don't know. That's a possibility though. That's an interesting possibility. I never thought of that. These two by me that are locked up only city trucks and dumpsters, and they are overpriced. And again, by us, most or almost all of them are private agreements with private companies. The city has a private agreement with a private company like Waste Management, Republic, all that stuff. Mesquite does their own. Mesquite has their own trucks, has their own roll off trucks or dumpsters, has their own trash, all that stuff. So they literally do their own trash. No agreements in Delaware. Thank goodness it's free for all. So I hope I haven't bored you too much with all this stuff, but it sucks here, man. It really does. And apparently Florida has it. Just it should be a free for all. It should be an open market. Again, apparently. So why are the two biggest cities open? Dallas and Fort Worth. Anybody can deliver a dumpster in Dallas and Fort Worth. Are they just too big that no one company can handle? And if that's the case, wouldn't like 3 or 4 of the big companies get together and say, "Hey, let's split it up in quadrants or whatever and have the city." Why is the biggest city with the biggest money and the most lawyers and they know what they're doing, you would think, right? Why are they open? Aren't they leaving like millions, tens and hundreds of millions of dollars on the table by not contracting with dumpster guy, 4 or 5 different dumpster companies, the big ones, to exclusively run dumpsters or all the trash in their city? I don't know. I don't know, man. This is beyond me. But I do want to find out. I know how my boss would handle it if a person talked to me like that. I can't imagine how you felt about it happening to your daughter. She's a sweet girl. Yes. Yes. 100%. 100%. Um, I don't take lightly to yeah. I don't take lightly to anyone disrespecting anybody. It's not right for you to just feel like you have to bully somebody. Um, demean somebody, right? You like literally the way he talked to her was so demeaning. He wanted to hear the fear in her voice, and that pisses me off. So I'm glad you noticed that, Heather. Um, so thank you for that. The city I used to live in has the same problem. Everybody hates the service, but they are stuck with it because of the franchise agreement. Absolutely, same thing in let's say all the cities are like that. These companies, they're not there's so much business that they can't even handle it themselves. So that's when you see the issues with big time overloaded dumpsters and they're way behind doing swap outs. And that's why we get a lot of the phone calls because, hey, Republic can't pick up this trash can and they haven't picked it up for 2, 3 weeks. We need another dumpster. It happens all the time. And they say some people say it's a health or safety reason, all that stuff. That's bullshit because all this trash in the meantime, while they're saying they're using health and safety as an excuse for them to line their pockets, this trash is getting just piled up and piled up and piled up some more. and just sitting there for weeks on end because they're so backed up they can't pick it up. Makes no sense. But again, when does any of our local government make sense? What's going on, Heritage man? I've been on a rant, brother. I've been on a rant. You might want to go back and watch a little bit, man. But I've been on a rant. Injustice Institute for Justice. They'll help you out with the legal stuff. Institute for Justice. Also, never heard of that. Let me screenshot this. Oop! Don't do that. Oh, I just screwed up my thing. There we go. Screenshot. Institute for Justice. Never heard of that. I will look into it, man. Thanks, brother. Josh stood on business today. David knows what I'm talking about, man. I don't think David. I don't think you've ever heard me talk like that, man. Yeah, I kind of lost my shit today. I'm not gonna lie. I told everybody. I told everybody the truth. I lost my shit. But you know, for good reason. For good reason. Waste Pro has a monopoly here. I hate it. Absolutely, man. We got to do something. Something's got to be done. Not gonna like to pick up a hook lift dumpster with a cable pull is easy. Done it before. Not gonna like to pick up a hook lift dumpster with a yeah. And again, it's the can that I have is dual, where all the concrete's at. So if they have a cable, they'll be able to do it just fine. No, they're not. Need to read the municipal codes with a code enforcement background. It's super common. Now having that property fence is another story. No, they're not. Don't worry, we all have cojones. Yeah, not all of us. Uh, Antrell would love to hear the attorney's feedback. I have been called by a few franchise cities to do work because our PBX could not swap fast enough, and the crews were standing around 3 times in the last 6. It happens all the time. It's good money. It really is good money. Because they're so far behind. We need to hire a firm that will back us all. 100%. I'm hoping so. I'm seeing Trump. I'm sending Trump a letter to get this crap fixed. Art says, Josh, that's former co-op. I'm from San Antonio. Same issues with ordinances here. So, yeah, we got to set something up. I would like to get y'all everyone's information. If y'all are in the same boat, well, let's hold off. Let's if you guys know of any attorneys, if you guys know of anybody, let's start there. Let's at least get a real quick conversation with an attorney. An hour conversation. I don't care if I'll pay for whatever. Just a consultation, 1 hour. Talk to them about what's up, and then kind of get their opinion, maybe and a second opinion, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? And see where we go from there. Like, I don't want to waste anyone's time or get anyone's hopes up if this is just the way it is. But I would definitely like to move this forward. So again, first call to action. I'll look into Wally Gone said earlier. But the first thing is definitely to be to find an attorney who's willing to at least talk to us, who hopefully is somewhat familiar with this kind of stuff. Bruce would love to discuss a lot of basement cost model. What's bad is there's a city east of Houston that won't let trash guys with their dump trucks haul away any trash, concrete, dirt, or anything. Recycling should be it should not cover recycling. Uh, is my understanding. There's companies called literally I think there's Dallas Recyclers, big company, big blue dumpsters. They dump right next to me at the landfill, but yet they can do a lot of cities because they have recyclers in their name. I don't know. They have small hook lift trucks that can't even pick them up. In SoCal, they'll take the container and dump it 2K plus dump fees in Southern California. $2,000 fine. Cities can add to state law by creating local ordinances that can further regulate their own jurisdictions. They cannot take away, but they can't go against what the state law says, right? So the state law here in Texas says that they cannot enter into private municipality private agreements. And I don't know, it was not I would not say it's state law. A it's case law where it was ruled on that the cities cannot enter into private franchise agreements. And I have that here. I mentioned it earlier. And if anybody wants to look it up and look into it further, let me find that real quick. What was the case law? I'll find that real quick and let you guys know. But there's literally case law that says it. Case law: Republic Waste versus Texas Disposal Systems. The case interpreted Texas Health and Safety Code Section 364.034, which prohibits municipalities from entering exclusive contracts for temporary construction waste services. The ruling, the appellate court concluded that the law's language did not provide unmistakable clarity to restrict the ability of home rule cities like San Angelo to make such exclusive agreements. Uh, While the law itself was not invalidated, the ruling narrowed its applicability and allowed municipalities to maintain certain exclusive agreements unless explicitly challenged with strong supporting arguments. So in that city, they did allow, they did rule in favor, but again, my understanding is there's another one: Laredo Merchants Association versus City of Laredo. The case emphasized the home rule cities ordinances must not conflict with state laws when the state law is explicit. It showcases how state law preempts local ordinances if there is unmistakable clarity. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. That's what I'm looking at. AS Life, what's going on, man? Tuning in from Colorado. What's up, brother? I know my boss would want to know what those attorneys say also. I will definitely keep you guys updated. Hey, Heritage, how come all your dumpsters have no name or number? Are you dealing with franchise ordinance too? Sounds like it. Our local and federal governments fail audits regularly. They are mismanaged and bloated cash. Leech on Daniel the Dumpster Helper, leech on society. It's like they exist for the sole purpose of self-preservation, not to serve people. 100%. They exist to line their freaking pockets, man. At the end of the day, big time. Rights that allow all Americans to pursue their dreams. Well, we've gone on for an hour and 20 minutes, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to call it a night. We had up to 80 people here live at one point, 81, I believe it was. Freaking awesome. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I think the video or the thumbnail with me telling Mesquite that they're number one definitely drew a little bit of attention. This is a hot topic. I am committed to stay on top of this as much as I possibly can, uh, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. Again, if anybody knows anybody as far as attorneys are concerned that might want to look into this, please let me know. But I am definitely going to be taking this further and at least trying to find out what I can do, if anything. So, again, appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Hope you all kick ass this week. Don't lose your cool like I did. And hit that like button. Like Thibodeau just said, good night, Dan Jensen. Let's go, says Daniel, the Dumpster Helper. Appreciate you guys, man. And we'll see you guys on the next one.